Welcome back, guys. Jake had to take a little break, so I'm joined by Tommy Cooleen now, and we'll be commentating today's top 4 match between what are these people again? Yeah, we have Kazi Rahman and Chuppa. You know, you probably know them from Worlds. They were there. So, another strong match coming up.
Yep, we have Chuppa running, of course, Wolf's team. It looks like it is the exact same set as Wolf had ran, so, of course, Sass, Rayquaza, pretty much all the standard stuff. Kazi, who we saw earlier today, was running the Primals team with the interesting tech of Scizor with some very cute things on it. I don't think we'll be seeing much Scizor in a Kyogre matchup, but maybe.
I mean, me and Brian Tong, we ran the same team as him, so really strong team. It just depends on your matchups, and he actually has a lot of experience with it, so it's no surprise to see how far he's gone with the team today.
Yep, absolutely. Triple speed control in Cresselia is, of course, one of the really, really cool things, and one of the things about Wolf's team is it capitalizes on not letting you, like, get full use of your speed control turns, because you have Trick Room or Icy Wind or Tailwind, and all those options just get stalled out by all the fake out pressure that Wolf has, and then Wolf's team has rather, and all the switches the team makes. So Icy Wind and then like Trick Room and Tailwind all are really, really hard to take full use of the speed control turns, and then Thunder Wave always just gets cancelled out by Raichu anyways if you're not careful. So a lot of different speed control options for Kazi, and if you can find the right ones and just get probably his Groudon in a good position, maybe Kangaskhan in good positions, should be a pretty interesting match then.
I'm really curious how Chuppa is going to play this out, because I did battle him earlier in Swiss, so he does know. Okay, well, I'm okay. Apparently they're already playing, and we're not. There we go.
All right, looks like it's just turn one, though.
Well, we're transitioning here. Looks like turn one's already happening. No one said anything to us. Yeah. What happened, judges? I don't know about these people. They weren't supposed to start yet.
All right.
Well, okay, they're starting.
It's just leads.
Yeah,
so,
no big deal. Chuppa is on the bottom of your screen with the Kyogre, Raichu, while Kazi is leading with Kyogre and Kangaskhan.
So this is the common lead for Wolf's team. You just lead Raichu and Kyogre, and you have a lot of options here. I imagine getting Hitmontop in is a priority right now for Chuppa. Obviously, Intimidate is very, very important. I'm not sure if he wants to go for like a Volt Switch, or maybe he just wants to like fake out onto the Kyogre. The only problem is if Kazi were to go for a double edge, Raichu can't take it from +0, but at -1 it can.
Yeah, both sides are going to be exchanging fake outs between. Yeah, we have the inner focus from Kangaskhan, but Kyogre is going to switch on Chuppa's side. He's going to be switching into Hitmontop. We'll be seeing some Intimidate action going on here onto that Kangaskhan.
I have no idea what's going on over here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, Kangaskhan Mega Evolves. Raichu goes to the fake out. What says? Oh, Kyogre did exchange though. It did go for the fake out onto Hitmontop. So, I guess it's a good turn for Chuppa. He was able to readjust here.
Oh, he gets the eject button out,
yeah.
though. So, with the eject button, now the Kangaskhan's at -1, and you know that Raichu is definitely going to be taking a double edge now. So, it does need a double edge plus, say, an Origin Pulse to knock it out. And I'd assume that we probably see Kyogre coming back in here.
Yeah, perhaps. The whole thing about Wolf's team is, you know, you get to run the clock. And that's one option that you can have when you're playing with it.
As lovely commentators here, I think it's going to be very important that we both watch the clock too, just to make sure that we have enough eyes on it. Since we have been here for a while, since some players have been deciding to run the clock all day. Understandably so. It is a part of the game. It is. If you're not playing with a clock, you're not playing with one of your best win conditions. So there's no point in not playing it, even on a tournament like a PC.
Yep.
You have to play every game to your fullest advantage. So definitely no problem installing out the clock. It just makes for a very, very long day.
Yeah, totally. And it also makes us look even more forward for Sun and Moon when it comes out next year.
Yeah.
Well, Kyogre switched in, and now we're back to the same lead that Chuppa had turn 1. Raichu is going to go for that nuzzle, though, onto Kangaskhan. gonna get that 100% paralysis. While Kangaskhan does go for the double edge though from the Intimidate from Hitmontop. Not going to be enough though. Get some recoil damage, and Kyogre goes for the Water Spout. Should be enough to take out Kangaskhan for Kazi. He still has a bit of chip damage onto his Kyogre.
So yeah, we see that Ice Beam goes into the Raichu, taking it out. Very
Yep.
smart play from Kazi. I think that's the best this turn could have gone for him, just making sure he get the knockout on the Raichu. You didn't get fully powered, so you did get the damage off. But Wolf's team, it's so good at protecting the Kyogre. He still has no damage on it yet, and you're looking at maybe Groudon to deal damage to it now that you've lost the Kangaskhan. We just see Cresselia come out though.
Yeah, Cresselia coming out, Hitmontop coming out for Chuppa. It's really funny though, because when I was battling Chuppa as well, that was the thing though. When I kept battling versus it, it's really hard because the partner kept manipulating the board position, so it's really hard to put any damage onto Kyogre. So it has really powerful Water Spouts.
Like, normally against Kyogres, you get your Groudon and you start skill swapping around just to, get your stuff safer. Kazi isn't running skill swap. I don't think that would really matter in this matchup anyway, since there is a Rayquaza. I'm just questioning right now how Kazi is going to be able to deal damage to this Kyogre. I mean, he has nothing on the field that can really deal damage to it currently.
Also, apologies for the noise. We're competing with another tournament going on here. But but Groudon is gonna switch in for Kazi's side. Gonna get up that drought now. Maybe he'll be able to catch Chuppa off guard, but he still might have that Rayquaza in the back. There's the Desolate Land coming out now. And we see Hitmontop go for the fake out onto that Cresselia. Water Spout, though, gonna get evaporated, and we're now back 3-3 between both players.
I would have liked to see that play next turn from Kazi, because of the fact that the best way probably to catch the Ray is to set up Trick Room, and then you can go for something like a Fire Punch and an Ice Beam into the Ray switching in. And like right now, I think this is just a really free switch in and Water Spout for Chuppa. I don't really see a reason not to. He could just switch out his Kyogre and get Ray in, and just bring Kyogre back in later. I think there's no reason not to just switch on and Water Spout.
Yeah, well, Groudon going to be switching on Kazi's side. Going to be bringing back his Kyogre, setting up the rain. I like that play, I guess, just in case Hitmontop decides to switch out here. There we go. Hitmontop is going to switch out. Likely going to be that Rayquaza. Yeah, Rayquaza coming out now. Going to have that airlock ability. While Cresselia catches the switch in. Going to get the Icy Winds off. So that'll be pretty good for when he decides to go for that Ice Beam later on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that Kazi's Kyogre is going to be able to outspeed the Kyogre now, so he can't just go for an Ice Beam and try and cheese out the Rayquaza here. So that's a bit unfortunate, but as we see, Water Spout doing a lot of damage, and Kazi still doesn't have a way to stop the Kyogre from just putting out lots and lots of Water Spout damage. I mean, a Protect and Water Spout from Chuppa just means more and more damage on the board here. You can't switch in Groudon because it's just gonna, get blown up by a Water Spout anyways, and Kyogre's not really sitting too pretty. It might be able to go before Chuppa's Kyogre now, so you might be able to get like a Scald off onto it and maybe burn it, maybe get some damage on it to weaken the power of Water Spout. But even if you do that, it's just going to start firing off Origin Pulse, and I think Kazi's in a really, really rough spot here.
Well, Rayquaza switching out, though, for Chuppa. He'll be bringing back his Hitmontop. Maybe he was predicting a switch by Kazi. Perhaps. There we go. Cresselia going for another Icy Wind, though. Gonna keep bringing on the pressure, lowering both Pokemon's speed down. As we see Kyogre go for the Scald onto Chuppa's Kyogre. Hopefully get the burn here. No burn, and Water Spout is going to do big damage now that airlock is gone.
Yeah, I think he was actually predicting exactly the opposite. I think he was predicting Kazi not to switch out there, because if you're predicting Kazi not to switch out, you preserve the Ray, because now the Ray can just come back in later and hit Water Spout. and or let Kyogre hit Water Spout, and now it's just like you could fake out and Water Spout. You could also just switch. You could switch either slot actually. You could probably switch the Kyogre back into the Ray just to get your speed stat back, and then maybe fake out the Cresselia with your Hitmontop just so you don't get Icy Winded again, because that's probably what you're trying to avoid at this point if you're Chuppa. I think this is a pretty safe end game for Chuppa, though. I don't know if there's anything that Kazi can do. Just basically taking out the Ray, maybe getting Sun back up.
Yeah, Hitmontop gonna go for the fake out onto Kazi's Kyogre. Thunder Wave though onto Kyogre. This could be big though, because this is what he needs to try and get back, because Water Spout has been what's causing him plenty of problems. Kyogre going for the Ice Beam that should take out the Cresselia. So Groudon going to be coming back in soon, and it's all going to come down to Thunder Wave, really.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. He can't just really Water Spout here because he's risking a lot of damage if he does that. It's probably a P-Blades plus I assume an Ice Beam. But he does have Feint. He could just Feint and knock out the Kyogre and then maybe like switch to Rayquaza. I don't think there's anything like downside to that. So just a Feint onto the Kyogre. Do you need to switch? Yeah, you switch just to get the weather back up, and then Ray should just lock it down from there. As long as Feint KOs from here, which it should, no problem.
Yeah, airlock is always a really big factor in these weather wars, and being able to switch is really huge. Kyogre is going to be paralyzed though, as Hitmontop goes for the feint, knocking out Kazi's Kyogre, and hopefully he goes for that P-Blades. No, he went for the Fire Punch instead. Perhaps predicting a Protect, maybe?
Predicting a Wide Guard even,
yeah.
But I think Feint was pretty obvious play. I still think even with like max power, this is just not a game that he can win unless it's like Fire Punch Critter Burn onto the Rayquaza, and then like lots and lots of para turns from the Kyogre. Like, okay, all he needs to do is knock out the Rayquaza. Like, if he crits Fire Punch here and then does KO, I think he potentially win. Actually, does Kazi have Rock Slide?
Yeah, he does.
So he could Rock Slide here. Rock
Para
Slide,
Flinch.
Para Flinch, definitely.
Yep.
He does Mega Evolve, so he can't just rely on the Kyogre being not in Airlock anymore, because he does have Winds up, but
yeah.
Rock Slide crit,
yeah.
and then a flinch.
Yeah, I think this is what he has to do to try and get back. There's a Swords Dance, though, from Rayquaza. Not going to be risking anything here, because why not, really? Groudon going for the Rock Slide. We see that mysterious Air Current, so maybe some chip damage, getting it right under half, and Kyogre gets the flinch.
Okay.
So I think a Dragon Ascent should get him the win here.
It's Sash Rayquaza. I don't think that KOs. Not on a Groudon. Knowing Sash Rayquaza, because I'm almost certain it does not KO the Groudon from here. Yeah, we just need an E-Speed.
Well, Extreme Speed going to connect onto Groudon. Going for another Rock Slide. Oh, but Kyogre avoids. So now
crit here can be big.
Yeah, now it all comes down to if Kyogre gets paralyzed here or not. But doesn't get paralyzed, Water Spout, and that should clean it up here. So Chuppa Cross going to get game 1 here.
Yeah, Chuppa smartly going for the Extreme Speed there, because if he went for Dragon Ascent, he'd get himself another a defense drop there. So if he gets himself a defense drop, he can be knocked out by Rock Slide, and then Kyogre can be flinched, and all it just takes from there is either some more Rock Slide flinches, but probably P-Blade just picks up a knockout from that range as long as you knock out Ray first.
Yeah, but we still see old teams still, getting those wins, and it is a strong team though, because as Wolf showed everyone at Worlds, Top Ogre.
I think the big question on everyone's mind for Wolf's team is, how do you touch the Kyogre? I mean, Wolf's team does such an amazing job of protecting that Kyogre that it's just so hard to beat sometimes.
You're literally manipulating between Raichu and Hitmontop.
Yeah, and they both do such a great job of protecting it through Wide Guard, through Intimidate, through Lightning Rod, through double Fake Out.
Yeah.
And that Fake Out for the first 2 to 3 turns of the game is just resetting nearly every turn. So, yeah, it's definitely very, very hard to do damage to that Kyogre. So you have to make sure that you can outlast those first 2 turns and maybe get some damage on it then. Yep. I'd like to see Kazi take a little bit better care of his Kangaskhan, because unlike the Groudon, it's not going to get blown up immediately by Ogre, which is not necessarily true since it can just Origin Pulse after double S chip damage. But taking better care of the Kangaskhan is probably my top priority for Kazi.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny though, when I was battling Chuppa, we had already gone over with the team. If we're going to see Kyogre, our best leads is probably going to be Kangaskhan Kyogre. So, I mean, you have the fake out pressure. You kind of want that. But at the same time, you also need to be watching out for that full water spout Kyogres because it could just decimate it.
Yep.
So we see Kazi leading with Kyogre and Kangaskhan. Chuppa going with Raichu and Kyogre. So pretty much the same leads as game 1.
So you might know this better than me. Do you know if the Kazi's Groudon is faster than Wolf's Kyogre or no?
What was the investment speed on Kyogre?
I believe it's around 68.
Yeah, it's 156.
Okay.
I believe.
So, that being said, maybe catching the Kyogre on like a Groudon switch in, just like being able to stop it from doing damage from a turn, just to buy you some time, because you're probably gonna have to switch it right back out anyways, because you're fearing like a Ray switch or even a Hitmontop switch. Both are very, very bad for Kazi in that situation. But anything just to stop the Kyogre from doing damage every single turn. And we do see a turn 1.
Yeah, Kyogre switching to Groudon. That's a really good play because that's going to take a lot of prediction for him to get that. And, you know, Water Spout and a switching into Rayquaza is the prediction that he would need in order to do any damage. But he'll still have to worry about that Kangaskhan, though. Fake out is coming.
Did he go for a Volt switch onto the Kang, though?
That's true.
That's the risk of making that play. If Volt switch does come out, you can always just switch into Ray and immediately dunk the Groudon.
Yep. Well, Kangaskhan going to go ahead and Mega Evolve as Raichu goes for the fake out onto the Kangaskhan. And Kyogre going to go for that Water Spout. So, good switch by Kazi.
Yep. So he did what he wanted to do. He wanted to get out of the turn without taking too much damage, without being on the worst position in the world. Because like in this position, he's forcing Chuppa to have to make a switch. But the only sad part about that is it's not like he even has to predict the switch, because he just needs to Volt switch off the Kangaskhan, and then if Kazi makes a switch, then you just read based on whatever Kazi switch, because Volt switch will go after. So you can't just like switch out of your Groudon and like go into say your own Kyogre, because then he just brings in Hitmontop, and you're immediately in a bad spot. If he doesn't switch out Groudon, you just go right into your Ray and immediately junk the Groudon.
Yep. I'm still predicting maybe the switch to Rayquaza. I think that would be pretty safe, but the only problem is Kangaskhan is faster and could threaten with a double edge potentially onto Kyogre.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely Volt switch off the Kangaskhan, which will probably either go into Ray or Hitmontop. I assuming Hitmontop based on whatever Kazi is switching in here.
Yeah, Groudon switching out. Cresselia coming in now. While Raichu does go for that Volt switch onto Kangaskhan. And maybe we'll see.
This is
almost Hitmontop makes the most sense.
It has to be Hitmontop. Yeah. He wouldn't risk the Ray damage at all. He gets the Intimidated off and the fake out pressure to stop Crest from using speed control next turn.
Yep.
It's pretty textbook play by Wolf's team. It works so well.
I mean, I think Kangaskhan would go for the double edge though onto the Kyogre though, because as he saw last game, Water Spout was so huge.
Yeah.
So we see the connect though. Does it take it? Not even half.
The important thing here though is he was able to turn off rain. So this Water Spout or this Origin Pulse Water Spout, I don't think this is going to KO the Kangaskhan.
Wow. Yeah. No. Kangaskhan is going to be surviving there. Yeah. You know, you can only get away with so much with just being get the same type attack boost.
Yep.
So
without the rain and with the damage he was able to do to Kyogre, even though he took some damage from Double Edge Recoil, was able to survive that. And now you have to be careful playing around the Hitmontop, of course. I think for Kazi, I'd expect maybe like a switch to Kyogre here on your Kangaskhan slot, and then maybe going for some sort of speed control, probably Thunder Wave onto the Kyogre.
Yep.
As you saw last game, that was probably like one of his best outs to win the game.
Yeah, I think that would be the best thing for him to do. He does still have the potential to switch back into Raichu, but we'll be seeing Cresselia switch out for Kazi into that Groudon. Now it all depends. Well, that was a switch from Cresselia, so okay, it would be faster than that Hitmontop. Kyogre, though, is going to be switching out on Chuppa's end. He'll be bringing back his Raichu as Hitmontop goes for a fake out. Onto that Kangaskhan. Will it be enough? No. Kangaskhan still surviving there. Would have been better, though, for him to be knocked out, though. I mean, you want your Pokemon to be still around, but board position-wise.
Well, what would you bring in? You'd probably bring in your Cresselia, which I guess an Icy Wind onto the Raichu would have been okay, but it's still not the best position. I'm almost certain, like, Kyogre gets in this turn in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not. He could always just fake out the Kangaskhan and go for like a wide guard or something. I expect like more like a maybe feint onto the Kangaskhan and like a hard switch to like Ray.
Yeah. Kangaskhan though, I would imagine it actually could switch out because it's still gonna have that fake out pressure for later. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a switch out. Yeah, there we go. Kangaskhan is gonna switch out for Kazi. Gonna be bringing back that Cresselia. As Hitmontop goes for a wide guard, but did Kazi predict that and go for a fire punch? Oh, there's a volt switch though onto that Cresselia.
Super safe because he can go for a wide guard and now he can't be P-Blades. If he switches in Kyogre here, he can't be fire punched either. That's an absolutely a great play by Chuppa. It's 100% safe. I don't think there's anything that Kazi can do about it. Here's no 45 seconds. Just going for the quick move.
Straight right into it. Kyogre gonna switch back in there. Gonna get that rain up with Primordial Sea as Groudon goes with a Precipice Blade, but wide guard is going to block it.
We're in rain here. That Groudon can't do anything. It's forced to switch out. I'd imagine this is almost definitely the Ogre coming in on the Groudon side, and then the Cresselia is gonna have to try and do something here. It is Ice Beam, Icy Wind.
Yeah.
So there's almost nothing that Cresselia can do here. Just switch for Thunder Wave on Kyogre and pray. Yeah.
That would be the best play because I mean Kyogre's already almost at half. Get the Thunder Wave off of it, and that's the best you can do because, I mean, I'm liking what Kazi's doing right now because, as he saw in the last game, Water Spout is what, ended it for him.
You also have to be careful about how much damage he lets his Kyogre take because I think if he is able to take out Chuppa's Kyogre, like, the best play for him is to make sure that he can, clean up in the end with his own Kyogre because Wolf's team does have a problem against opposing Kyogre depending on, what set they are. He has Scald, can go around wide guard, so it's a bunch of mind games predictions, and he has to do damage then with Raichu and Hitmontop, which is not always the best.
Yep. Kazi will be switching out his Groudon into Kyogre. Chuppa though switching out his Kyogre back into Rayquaza. Gonna see that airlock now as Hitmontop goes for that wide guard. So hopefully we see a Thunder Wave though from Cresselia. No, we see the Icy Wind. Man, both Chuppa really predicting him here.
I don't know if I agree with that from Chuppa. I'm not sure what the Ray is doing in this situation. I think the Kyogre switch is pretty obvious. He's risking now an Ice Beam onto the Ray. Maybe a switch out into Raichu, but even that situation is still not that great because Ray, no matter what you do, is always at risk of taking damage from an Ice move. I don't really get that switch that much. I know you want to keep Rain later in the game, even though you have Rayquaza. Having Rain up to do Rain boosted damage is very, very important against Kazi's team. So I don't know. I understand it. I just don't think I agree with it.
Okay, well, perhaps we see another. I don't know. I mean, I doubt a wide guard is happening here. Maybe he'll just go for a feint and knock out something.
He could go for wide guard Swords Dance, but at that point the Cresselia Kazi probably knows that he needs to Thunder Wave the Ray at this point, not Icy Wind it.
Well,
there goes the Ray.
Yeah, Rayquaza switching out now. Raichu coming in, probably predicting the Thunder Wave, but Cresselia does go for the Icy Wind. Gonna be able to hit both Pokemon, drop their speed down. Has Hitmontop. Oh, but that's right, it has the eject button.
Still intact. Yep.
Yeah. Rayquaza or Kyogre?
Kyogre.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to lose the sash on the Ray now when you don't have to. And, you should know by this point that Kazi doesn't have Thunder. So, I think this time we might see the full time. Since it's kind of getting to that point where he might want to start playing time.
Yeah. Can't wait for Sun and Moon.
I still think we're going to have this time, but
Really?
we're going to have timer. I'm not sure if they're going to change the mechanic at all, but it's going to be at least a little bit prevalent.
Yep.
Still.
Well, Kyogre coming in for Chuppa now as Kazi goes for the Scowl, though, onto
Burn would be huge
Chuppa's
here.
Kyogre. No burn, though. All right.
I think he has another chance to get it, though. He has a turn to fake out pressure with Raichu, but looking pretty low health on Chuppa's Kyogre here, and That's definitely like P-Blaze range if he can ever get in Groudon to get a P-Blaze off. And we did conclude before that the Groudon is fast in the Kyogre.
Yes, it is.
So that's definitely a threat to look out for. Now, Kazi still has all 4 Mons. I know the Kangaskhan's in the back at very, very low HP, but it's still a big threat, especially since not everything on Wolf's team has Protect. So Fake Out's still a very, very viable option for Kazi here whenever he can safely get in the Kangaskhan. I'd imagine when Chuppa eventually does take a knockout, that's probably the first thing that will come in is the Kangaskhan.
I mean, you never want to sacrifice a Fake Out user, so I wasn't surprised to see that switch. Raichu does go for the Fake Out, though, onto Cresselia. Ice Beam, though, onto Cresselia, probably predicting a Groudon switch in there. Gets the Frozen Solid onto Cresselia. But we do see the Citrus... No, is that?
Citrus Berry.
Yeah, there's a Citrus Berry coming up now.
Oh, I hate that.
Kyogre, though, getting the Origin Pulse. But we do know that it is a Assault Vest onto the Raichu.
Did he Endeavor?
Oh, no. All right,
okay.
So following turn, though, Raichu will be the fastest thing. And I'd assume when it...
Will it? It
was
got
there an
Icy
Wind?
Winded.
That's right.
It got Icy Winded.
That's
and
right.
I think it would be the fastest thing if Cresselia didn't get frozen.
Yeah.
Like, Cresselia would be the fastest thing. Kyogre, it's
Yikes.
relaxed, so I'm assuming it's still under speed, the Raichu anyways, even at -1. So he couldn't go for just an Endeavor here.
Yeah.
And then you could probably Endeavor and switch out.
We get an update. Jeremy takes the win over Christina Bassino. So we'll see Jeremy in the finals, depending on who wins this match.
Oh.
Frozen Solid, though, for that Cresselia. Origin Pulse misses onto Kazi's Kyogre. Going to connect onto that Cresselia. And it's going to be surviving there. Raichu, though, getting the Endeavor, though. It's going to be taking it right back down to low health as Kyogre goes for the Scald onto Raichu. I don't know. I would have liked it onto the Kyogre.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
if he gets the burn there, he's in
yeah.
an amazing spot.
Yeah.
The Endeavor definitely hurt. I think I would have even considered switching out Kyogre there if you're Kazi, just to keep the damage on it, keeping him from getting Endeavored. Like, you switching Kangaskhan there, amazing. But the problem with that play is that the Cresselia got frozen. Like, it would be a lot better position if it just wasn't frozen there. It's doing nothing here.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate for that Cresselia. Be doing so much more.
But yeah, now he's in a spot where he's got a Kang and the Groudon on the back, and that's likely the two that are going to have to, like, pick up the rest of the damage for him. But that's a Kang's kind of low HP, and that Groudon might be having to, like, 2v1 Wolf's team. And then I'm talking about 2v1ing Rayquaza and Hitmontop.
Yeah.
Which is not fun at all. Unless you like crit burn and everything.
Yeah,
it's just gross.
Yeah, it just has... I'm not sure what to say for Kazi, though. It's just really unfortunate for him right now. Extreme Speed, though, is going to take out the Cresselia as Kyogre for Chuppa. Oh, it's going to miss, though, and Kyogre gets the Origin Pulse Connect on both Pokemon. So that should be enough to take out Chuppa's Kyogre and breaks the sash onto that Rayquaza.
I almost want to think that Ice Beam probably would have picked up the knockout there. So, that's actually a little bit more than I thought it had. Okay. I definitely respect the Origin Pulse then.
Yeah.
So what do you switch in here? Kangaskhan? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, may as well.
You can get
then either way, okay, and then there's the Hitmontop. Well, yeah, I mean, you want your Groudon to not be intimidated, so I think that's a okay switch for Kazi.
All right. So, Fake Out goes on to what? It can go on to, I assume Hitmontop, but like, that involves assuming the Ray is going to protect. If it doesn't protect, then it's taking even more damage and it'll probably go down to a Fire Punch. I mean, this is a risky spot.
Yeah, that's right. We do have Airlock right now, so Fire Punch is still an available option. Thanks, Wolf. But, anyway. I don't know. It's still really risky, though, for what Kangaskhan can do here. Fake Out pressure is good, but at the same time...
I think Hitmontop is... Faking out the Hitmontop is probably the better option in this situation because it covers, like, more situations. It also keeps your Kyogre out of feint range next turn if it does get faked out. But he doesn't protect, and the Fake Out does go into Rayquaza.
Yeah. Fake Out connecting onto Rayquaza. Hitmontop going for the Fake Out onto that Kyogre. It'll be hanging around there.
I don't think that's feint range.
I mean,
yeah,
because either way, so if Extreme Speed onto the Kyogre, I don't know, but then Kangaskhan is faster than Rayquaza.
No,
though.
Faint will KO the
Kangaskhan.
Kangaskhan, so you extreme speed the Kyogre, and it's Groudon versus Rayquaza Hitmontop.
Yeah.
I think that's a matchup that Rayquaza Groudon can win sometimes.
Yeah, well, Kazi is going to go for the switch, though.
Yeah, I like that.
Going to be bringing back his Groudon.
Makes him waste another turn extreme speeding the Groudon instead of dragging a Sentient, which is probably what you need to knock it out anyways.
Yep. Extreme speed, though, going to connect onto that Groudon.
Nothing.
Feint, though, going to connect onto that Kangaskhan, so Kangaskhan is going to be out now. Huh.
Important. We're going to have air lockup, so...
Yep. No boost from fire or rain.
Something that might be important to mention, I'm not sure if it will come into play. If Chuppa's able to extreme speed the Kyogre and knock it out, and Kyogre goes down and he's forced to hit a fire punch against the Hitmontop, it won't be a fire punch in Sun. So that's definitely could matter, because if it was in Sun, I think maybe fire punch could knock out Hitmontop. But almost now, like definitely now, probably not. Do you double protect, maybe scout out protect from the Ray?
Oh, boy. I mean, Protect would probably be the best option. I think Precipice Blade onto the Hitmontop, maybe, or even a Rock Slide too.
Is there a reason not to like protect Kyogre and like fire punch the Ray? That's probably what I'm not gonna knock out from here.
Yeah. Well, Zelda Stream's gonna be happening now. No reason not to. Extreme Speed though is going to connect onto the Kyogre.
I would like to see a protect
Yeah.
there, but
just to burn it out maybe and get some more damage.
crit, burn, fire punch, do your thing.
Here we go. Groudon gonna go for the Fire Punch onto the Rayquaza.
Can he knock it out?
Will
no.
he get the burn?
Burn.
No burn. Close combat though. It's gonna do alright damage there.
I think that's enough to do Dragon Ascent plus close combat range though. So I think this
Rock Slide.
Rock Slide. That's an option. Okay. Rock Slide, flinching the Hitmontop, but KOing the Rayquaza, and then a Fire Punch.
Yeah.
That would probably do it. He could wide guard, but that's also a big call to make.
Yeah. I think he wants to be as offensive as possible right now.
No wide guard.
There we go. Dragon Ascent. Will it be enough? I don't think so.
Can we go back to 15? Can we get a Rock Slide going?
Here we go. Oh, just going to survive there. What is Groudon going to do? There we go. Rock Slide.
No, long boy avoids. Let's
right.
see. Did we get the flinch on Hitmontop at least?
Let's see Hitmontop. Oh. That would have been so good. Yikes. Yeah. Oh, well. Well, Rayquaza going to take it here, and Chuppa Cross going to be moving on to the finals versus Jeremy.
Yep. So we're going to have Wolf's team versus Yveltal Groudon, which people say has a good matchup against it. I don't know about that. It's definitely a manageable matchup. I wouldn't call it favored, though. It can do damage. Yveltal can do damage.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was using Double Primal a lot, and I couldn't even get to use it because Yveltal was everywhere. So, oh well. Can be happening with the finals soon. Oh, we're good, right?
You're on. You're live.
We're still on. Okay, yeah.
This is
making
us.
sure.
This is us
That's
right here.
we're
Say
fine.
hi.
This one.
Wave.
Hi.
This is live.
Yeah.
So whenever
Cool.
you see the transition,
It's okay, bud.
I won't turn you over.
I'm
until
tired.
you're ready. Dan hasn't been here all day. Has no idea.
Yeah.
What's going
I never want to leave.
No idea.
on. You are so bloodshot on your eyes. It's ridiculous.
Really? Really?
Do you want to go for a break until we do top? Like finals? You want to take like a 5-minute
That's
break?
fine.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So take the people out.
Yes. Dan's sipping water. I'm
Yeah.
here looking great.
And we're
All
on
right.
break. We'll come back with the finals, guys.